Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy, another Zaud, back at you. Anyways, I just wanted to get into something real quick before I even get into it about this dude 6ix9ine, which I know a lot of people are covering right now, but people continue to send me clips of this dude and the fact that he got indictment and wondering why I haven't called him out as a snitch. For one thing, I already knew he was going to snitch. For two, I already knew he was a lame. And for three, it ain't really our problem, you know what I mean? But let me just send my shots out. It's just one, you know what I mean? Shouts out to Fly West Ent. They got a song called Lions Den. Go ahead and check that. I'm going to drop that link. I'm going to drop my merch in the link for the people that ask me about my merch. And for the people that say that they want to buy my merch but turn around and want to sell me their merch and don't want to support mine, you got to go somewhere with that. That's shady business. Some of you never even, you just barely came across my channel. You see it's kind of popping, so you see an opportunity. And some of you have actually dissed me on here, and then you're trying to be shady. I don't trust too many cats, you know what I mean? So, you know, just fall back with that. But anyways, like, let me just get into this dude 6ix9ine. See, the thing that I find funny is a lot of people, at first it was like, yeah, you know, Zaud, you're a hater. You're just riding this dude's coattail. You're a clout chaser. I don't rap, you know what I mean? So what clout am I trying to chase? I'm just like another channel trying to create content for people to enjoy. And some people don't enjoy the fact of hearing 6ix9ine's name. So I tend to avoid it with venom, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, sometimes other people want to hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and speak on this dude. And it's not like I'm speaking on the real one. This dude is a lame. Everybody knew he was going to be a lame outside of the people that have come to my channel and continue want to talk a gang of stuff. But a lot of you have been silent. The one that were supporting 6ix9ine. And see, this is the thing that I find funny, because a lot of people are like, Zaud, you're just a Mexican. Like, you know, you're just a Mexican. That's why you're hating on this fool, because he's a blood. Like, and what's just funny, I find funny, because I told you that when it comes to sangre, a lot of us has been straight. I grew up like that, you know what I mean? So it's like I really haven't had no problems with them, you know what I mean? I may have knuckled up with a lot of other dudes, but this particular, I never really had no problem with this. How I grew up, you know, it's more family from there than from anything. So I used to find that ludicrous, but people used to be like, oh yeah, you hate on this dude, you know, because he runs with the blacks, which is, like I said, I find kind of childish and ludicrous, but, you know, I entertain it, you know, for a couple of my response to your thing. Now these same cats that are saying all this stuff are the same one turn around like, oh, that dude's a Mexican, you know, lumping him into a group, just lumping him into the crew. Now it's like, okay, he's no longer popping for us, so here, let me just throw him over here, and now he's Mexican, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Even, and before that, it was like, well, he ain't just Mexican, he's Puerto Rican. Like, yeah, we knew that, but now it's like, okay, throw him in the, you know, throw him in this group, because we can no longer get no money off him, and he ain't popping for us. And you know what I mean? It's like when you heard fool say about this fool saying nigga, and then, you know, people were saying, oh, well, that's because, you know, this and that, and why you guys hating? Like, it's just a gang of stuff, you know what I mean? But that's besides the point. I didn't want to spend too much time just, you know, elaborating on that. But at the end of the day, it's like this. It's like I say, dudes will coven dudes until they can no longer coven them. These dudes knew this dude was weak, and they continued to protect him because they knew they could get money. And it's nothing new. Game did the same thing with what's his name? With 50 Cent. You know, this dude called 50 Cent, all types of raps. But before that, if he knew that this dude was no good, why did he continue to stay with his label? You know what I mean? You got this other dude, now he don't want to be Treyway, because Treyway, like, you see what I'm saying? It's just when the cars start falling down and cats start pointing fingers about who's who, all of a sudden cats no longer want to be part of that group, but they already knew these dudes were shady. It just goes to show you what type of cat you deal with nowadays. Shit is just so watered down. Like I said, it's not even hard to gangbang no more. You can get jumped into a gang and never come outside your house, because if it ain't like a particular group within your group that's actually coming to get you, you're good. You can claim a hood and you don't even have to get jumped in no more. You can do all types of stupid stuff. I seen a chick choke slam an old lady, like just weird stuff like that, and everybody just stood around with cameras watching this chick do this dumb and then even try to stop her. See, that's the type of society we live in now. before it was bad, you know, dudes were clapping each other, and that's because it was beef. Your gang didn't get along with my gang. I need to remove you because that's the type of train of thought people had at that time. Now it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go you know, snatch your grandma up, or I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that. Like I can wear these rainbow colors. I'm not gay, you know what I mean? I'm gonna wear them just because I know it's gonna bring me even more attention, and I'm trying to gain the attention of certain communities because I know the support is there. See, like 6ix9ine, he wasn't stupid. He knew the gay community like would back that. They're looking for validation no matter how long they've been there, because at the end of the day, no matter how much they control in Hollywood, there's still a stigmatism on them. You know what I mean? You got cats like, I don't trip off of them. You got other cats that don't trip off them, but you do got those few that, you know, just can't stand looking at them. And if they can do something to them without, you know, facing certain consequences, they will. It's just the way it is. People think a certain way. But I know that's like besides the point, but it's just like with this dude 6ix9ine, everybody knew where he was at with it. They knew he was a weenie. They knew that at the end of the day that he would break, but they chose to continue doing and putting in work for this lame. You know what I mean? And what happened at the end of the day? This is how you know, this is how he repays them. Like, okay, we've had your back and we did all this for you, but here's how he repays them. He snitches on them. You know what I mean? And it ain't no secret, and people don't have to be smart to realize this dude is gonna fold on them. And he might get some time, but it ain't gonna be the time that he would originally get. All of a sudden, he's no longer facing certain charges. They can't find his name on the indictment at all. You know, you got DAs saying that this dude, the reason his ain't on there is because this dude has cut a deal with the government. It's just the way it is. But, and what's funny is because he's not the only one that's ever rolled with cops. I see rappers all the time rolling with off-duty cops. And it's not to say there's something wrong with it, but these are the same cats that say they don't need squads, they don't roll in groups. I don't roll in a group. Like, that's just plain and simple fact. If you see me on the street, anybody that has bumped into me in Walmart, in Food for Less, in any store you see me in, you most likely you're gonna see me by myself, and that's just the way I roll, you know. And sometimes it might be detrimental because there's some cats that, you know, they feel some type of way about it and they might actually want to get that, but it's cool because you will get poked. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, too many I'm not the type, I'm not finna get stumped out by nobody. So if it's just too many, I'm gonna blast you, and that's just it, you know. And I mean, that's nothing negative. It's just, you know, when you got that sort of mentality to where you refuse to take a loss, I'm not finna take a loss. I don't become victims for nobody, you know what I mean? And nowadays, that's what it comes down to. And I'm not talking about blast you with like a gun or nothing. I'll just poke you with something, you know, wherever I can find. It's like when you heard that thing, you know, when your mom said bully picks on you, just pick someone and bust them, and that's just how I get out. Like that's just my way of doing things, you know what I mean? And that's not to be negative. That's just survival, you know. It's survival of the fittest. The weak will be ate and the strong will survive, you know what I mean? But yeah, this dude 6ix9ine, there's not too much I can say on it. I mean, outside of the fact that everybody knew he was gonna tell. My whole thing was just to be like, why all these cats that were on my bumper talking all this madness and saying that I was just trying to clout chase. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cats that did clout chase and now their careers are booming. But they wanted to be rappers and they wanted to be this. I just want to be me. I just seen something, and, you know, it's a popular subject. And at the end of the day, when you're on YouTube, your whole thing is to try to create content that actually entertains your audience. You want to keep them somewhat captivated, and not even captivated, but you want to keep them focused so you can, you know, so they can watch the whole 10 minutes of your video. You know what I mean? You want to get the views. When you're monetized, you want to get the views. You know that's like, what's the use of being on YouTube if you're not trying to get the views? So I might speak on controversial things at times, such as 6ix9ine's lame ass and R. Kelly and all these trash bags that be out here that people continue to protect because they got money in order to get more views on my channel. It's just the way it is, you know what I mean? And some things I avoid because it's just not worth talking about. The thing with Bull Squad, talked about it because I really was trying to give dude a warning to just be careful in what he say. But you know what, like I'm starting to understand that some people will never get the point that war brings bloodshed, and a lot of cats I think are pushing towards that. I can see it in, you know, different social media outlets that, you know, when people do lives, it's like people are constantly baiting the other dude to say something, and when they say something, is blown out of proportion. And if it's not blown out of proportion, it's taking real bad, you know what I mean? And people are really hot about it. When Bosco said that, people got hot about it. And then the whole thing with BG Knockout, a lot of people got hot about it. The whole thing with Vlad, people got hot about it. And sometimes I just think, you know, no matter how much I try to like push fools to do the right thing and try to avoid these you know, serious issues, people continue to want to push down that path. But that's human nature, to want a war all the time, you know what I mean? And, you know, for the people that want to participate in that, you know, there's nothing I can really say about it. You're going to do you, and you're going to continue to do you. And there's nothing I can say or nobody else can say. But for the ones that want to put it out there that really ain't about that life, I feel sorry for you, because in the end, you're probably going to meet a bad ending. You know what I mean? And for the ones that like to hide in their house and you know, and ain't really out there, except like when they're like 50 deep, eventually it comes. Karma is a motherfucker to bite your ass. That's, you know, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? That's all I really want to say on this dude 6ix9ine. 9 indictments, but he ain't on there. You know what I mean? And everybody know he took a plea deal. So, you know, we'll see. Give it time. You know, let's see if the haters are that come on my channel and say I'm clout chasing. Let's see them come back. You know what I mean? Outside his baby's mama, but let's see anybody else come back and be like, oh, he's not snitching. He's not this. The dude is a buster. You knew he was a buster. You covering the buster. Now look at all his homeboys that roll with him are in prison, facing federal cases, and they're all gonna get slammed and stuck, and it's just and he's gonna be walking the street. He may not have a rap career no more, but they're done for, you know what I mean? And that's for covering a buster when you knew he was weak. But you know what I mean? That's your get down, and hopefully some of them come up out of it, you know what I mean? And hopefully karma is a motherfucker, and for the dude that snitch, you know that, hey, you know, it's the code of the streets. You want to be involved in it, live by it. And when you can't, and when you no longer choose to live by it, disappear. But don't snitch, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. And on that note, I'm going to let you go. I'm your boy Zaud. Sorry if this video was just whatever, but I hope you guys enjoy this day. Sorry about that, Rams.